Okay, now let's add a little twist to this program. I wrote some conditions here, what I'm looking for. I want this animation with white lines on black background, and the lines go from one border, from the left border to the right border. Let's add one condition here, and the lines must be horizontal. So not diagonal. Now the program as we have it, lines are rarely horizontal. Most of the time they just have some inclination. So how can we make lines that are horizontal? Let's go back to our drawing here. Let's see. I'm gonna draw again another screen. A horizontal line would look like this. Well, in our case, we want it to start on the left border and end on the right border. So that's our line here. What does this line have of special? Well, we know that the x1 is 0. So x1 is 0 and the x2 is 99. What about the y1 and the y2? Well, it can be any value because the line can be high or it can be bottom, near the bottom or in the middle. But there is something special about it, is that if you see, this is y1, this is y2, the distance from the top to the point in both cases is the same. y1 is equal to y2. That's why it's horizontal. If one of them is higher, then that means that the line is no longer horizontal, but has an inclination. So to make horizontal lines, both y1 and y2 has to be exactly the same number. But let's check our program. How can we do that? This would mean that this value here and this value here are exactly the same, but we never know what random will give us. It can give any number, and it will give one number here and a different number here, probably. Maybe it's the same, but that would be only by chance. To be able to get the same number, we have to introduce something new here, which are variables. So what is a variable? Variable would be like this box, variable. Variable has a name. We can call it anything we want. So since this is the distance from the top, we can call it distance top, for example, underscore top. This is the name of our variable. And what we want to do, we have this function we are using, random 100. This is giving us different numbers, 23, 5, 90. We want to store this random value so we can use it more than one time. If we can use it more than one time, if we can use it here and here, then we would know that the two distances are the same. So what we do is store it on the variable, and then when we need them, we use them 2 times. So how do you do this variable thing? With this instruction, this float, this means which kind of variable. I will explain the types later. This means it's a number that can have decimals. And this is the name I gave it, so it will be float distance top. This is the name of my variable. And inside this variable, this box, I store random 100. With this line here, what I do is create some random number and put it inside this box, which is called distance top. Now I can use this anytime I want. This would be like a number. So I can type here distance top instead of random, and again here instead of random I use the same distance top. I'm using 2 times this variable. Let's run it and see what happens. Okay, so now we are getting these horizontal lines moving really quick. I hope you see that it's because the lines are horizontal, because this number, which is random, we are creating here a random number, but we used 2 times the same number. Before, if you type here random 100 and here random 100, you would never know if they are the same or not. Using a variable, we are now sure that the random number is the same in both cases. So that's a horizontal line. As an exercise, you could try to change this program, but now the lines would be vertical. Instead of here, the lines must be horizontal. The lines will be vertical, and they will not begin on the left border, but on the top border, and they will end on the bottom border. Try to change the program, so see if you can achieve this.